This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. Well, we got Drake and Kanye. It's been about a week and a half since all that drama went down. And who's the real winner? Who is the real winner? The real winner is Universal. They're both signed to Universal. They're both beefing, and it's real. These guys don't like each other. They pretty much hate each other at this point. Kanye is mad because he doesn't get this. He doesn't feel like he gets the same love that Drake has. Drake has this can't do no wrong about him. He is labeled the top artist for the past 10 years straight. And that bothers Kanye. That irks him. But Kanye can't do any wrong either. I mean, he drops things and people love it. Every time. Every time people love it. Even if it's an average album. That album he did in Wyoming was not good at all. I can't tell you one song off of that, right? Now, this one, Donda, had a little bit more to it because it was dedicated to his mother. A lot of the songs were about his mother, so a lot of people can identify with that. We all have a mother. We all have a mother that, you know, we treasure. And that's where I had some feeling to it. If it didn't have that aspect to it, it would be pretty empty to me. Drake's it didn't move me in either way. I didn't feel any way. I don't find myself wanting to listen to any of those songs. Like, yo, I got to put that on. It's going to put me in a mood right now. This might be Drake's worst album yet. But all this beefing that they did, right? Drake leaking a song, doing this, you know, all this beefing back and forth just makes the numbers go up and makes Universal make more money and more money and more money. Okay, it's a lot of the money that Kanye and Drake will never see. They'll see money off tours and all that other stuff and some of their album sales, but in the end of the day, Universal makes the most money because you know what? It's so perfect for them because it's both their artists. So they're gonna keep it going, you know, and they don't care. And these guys won't do anything to each other. So there's no repercussions from the whole thing where they have to stop it. It's just, and at the end of the day, when you realize that they are both signed to Universal and have always been signed to Universal, they could have easily done a Calabasas album, which would have been pretty interesting if it happened when it happened. For some reason, it never happened. That Calabasas album that was supposed to happen between Drake and Kanye, it just couldn't happen. I wonder why. We hear about these collab albums all the time, but a lot of artists, they're not in it for the art. They're in it for the money. Same with the labels, okay? Because why hasn't a Lil Wayne and Drake album happened? Well, the numbers didn't make sense, obviously, right? I mean, think about it. That would have been the easiest project ever. Kanye and Jay-Z were able to do it easily, and they did it. And it wasn't a money issue, you know? I'm sure the money was fine on that, you know? I think at that time, Kanye was being represented by Roc Nation, so it made it even easier. But why haven't Drake... Why won't Drake... We're talking about Future and Drake Part 2 of What a Time to Be Alive. That album was cool because it was a surprise, but I mean, it would be much better to have Lil Wayne and Drake or Lil Wayne, Drake, and Rick Ross, something like that, than a Future thing, you know? I'm going to be honest with you. This whole thing is kind of goofy, and I think a lot of these guys are losing their way, I'm going to be honest with you. Like Kanye, he was able to pull it together, but this isn't the best Kanye piece of work. The piece of work from Kanye that I've heard in a long time. There's a couple good songs on there that are good. I'm not, you know, there's a good 7 or 8 that I would listen to. On Drake's, there's a good 7 that I would listen to, but I'm just it's not moving me. It's not moving the needle, you know? And it's actually really disappointing because I'm like, geez, you know, like the reason why we're looking forward to these artists is because so many artists put out like mid. Most artists are mid, you know? Most artists nowadays, they don't have lasting power. They're going to last because that's all the machines behind them and everything. But Drake and Kanye, we always get something special from them. And they've been pretty consistent. And I think we were all kind of cheated this time around, you know? Neither of them showed up to the VMAs last night. Two of the biggest artists out with the biggest albums out didn't show up to the VMAs. That shows you everything about the VMAs. The VMAs was all about shock. I thought, what was it, the 20th anniversary of Video Music Awards or something? Or it was something. Some anniversary last night of an award show. And man, you had like Madonna looking kind of cringy up there. That looked weird, bro. Madonna's my mom's age, bro. And she's up there with like a leather suit on. It's almost like a horror film. And then you got Tommy Lee was up there. I mean, that was cool. You had a couple throwback. Oh yeah, what was the girl? Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She came out. It's like, I mean, you know, it was a weird. And you know, Doja Cat's wearing a chair on her head with chicken feet slippers. Conor McGregor throwing punches at MGK for what? He responded to that. We'll get into that in the news in like a couple hours. But man, I don't know, man. Things just feel so spooky right now. And then you got, you know, getting off topic, you got to wonder what's going on in the world. You got Kim Kardashian building a doomsday shelter in her backyard. You got crazy stuff like that going on. It's like, what do these people know that we don't know? Is something crazy going to happen? Or are they just being paranoid? I mean, people have been building these shelters for decades, you know? Everybody's always worried about something happening because there's always a looming threat out there. But I don't know, man. You know, do you really want to get out of that shelter after something happened? I mean, there's going to be nothing left. It's over, you know? It's like, I don't know. Is it worth going through that? Being in the shelter, you're the only ones left because you're the only ones that built this thing in your backyard. Now you got nothing. No Costco, no Publix, no Ralph's. You got nothing, man. What are you going to do? You're going to be eating dried soup for the rest of your life with Spam. I don't know, because they're not going to learn how to plant a garden. It's just crazy, man. Things are just wild out here. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a great start to your day. Just push forward and do your best. That's all you can do every day, man. You can't worry about everything going on. You just got to do your best every day, because if you start worrying about too far in the future or worrying about your past, it's just going to weigh you down, and you're not going to be able to think clearly in the moment. If you can't think clearly in the moment, you're not going to be the best who you can be in that moment. And then there's no point in doing anything at all. So always think about that. Just make the best of the moment. You can't control the future. You can't control the past. You can't change it. You got to just handle what you can handle right in front of you. You know, if you're out there trying to lose weight or trying to make more money or any of that, worry about today. And if you do your best every day, the future will be a lot more promising than just worrying about the future and not worrying about the moment. Because if you don't worry about the moment, you're going to mess up now and your future's going to be messed up. So just do the best you can every day. And as long as you do that, you're going to have a much brighter future. I'll check you guys in the next one. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.